Yesterday we were discussing that I am different from the body. It means I am different from the world. Then logician raised the question, you distinguish self and not self. Through the logic, through the experience, through the proofs of Shruti, you came to the conclusion that there is a distinguish, there is a separateness. Body is a separate from the self, self is a separate from the body. But through your discussion, it shows that there are two entities. Therefore, you separated from each other. And if there are two separate entities, it means these two separate entities have a separate reality. It means both are real. And if you said both are real, it shows you proved duality. And we people, through the logic, always establish duality, which you proved through, through the proofs of Shruti. Yes, there is a duality. What is the greatness? Yathokta tarkashastrena tata kim purusharthatah. So, the next discussion will start from 42 onwards. Iti atmadeya bhedena. Yes, you said we are separated, self from the body and body from the self. It means there is a difference. There is a distinguish between self and not self. Atmadeha bhedena. There is a division. Atma and Anatma. But think, by doing a distinguish between two entities, what we did, do you know? Dehatma tattvam nivaritam. I am the body. This wrong motion, wrong notion, wrong understanding was in your mind. That wrong understanding we negated. Deha atma tattvam nivaritam. You were thinking that self is the body. Deha atma tattva. Self is the body. But we distinguish self from the not self by doing this process. Deha atma tattvam nivaritam. The self is not body. This idea we negated from your mind. Deha atma tattvam nivaritam. Okay. What is the uniqueness? What is it? What is the speciality by doing such a great thing? Shankaracharya says, Idanim. Now, deha bhedasya, when we establish that body as a separate entity, deha bhedasya, body is different from self. First, what we did, self is different from the body. But now, what we did, body is different from the self. You may think the same sentence. You may think, but no, there is subtle difference. You will not understand it, but I will show what is different between when we separated self from the body and now we are showing that body is different from the self, what it is in the discussion. Diha bhedasya asatvam. When we decided that body is different from the self, it means body does not have an independent existence. And clearly, I am going to explain it. Sputam uchyate. Sputam directly, vividly, clearly. Uchyate. We will discuss, we will explain. So, thus, by the differentiation between body and the self, the idea that body is the self is negated. Now, unreality of the body has a separate entity will be explained. Asatvam sputam uchyate. Body does not have an independent existence. It is unreal. So, तस्य देह भेदस्य असत्वम आत्मसत्ता व्यतिरिक्तम सत्ताराहित्यम स्फुटम स्पष्टम यथा स्यात् तथा ही प्रसिद्धम उच्यते. आत्मसत्तातिरिक्त सत्ताराहित्यम. Real existence is the existence of the self.
This is somewhat evolutionary concept.
No. There is no evolution. It shows reality.
But the way of expressing is somewhat different. Somewhat hierarchy.
Yes, yes.
In that way.
Moment you see what is the self, Atman, Sat, existence. It means there is only existence, and that existence is the self. Other than self of existence, there is no real existence. You may see the other existence, but other existence are borrowed from the existence of the self. They don't have their independent existence. These things will be going on here. So we will not go here and then directly we will touch the slokas, then we will understand.
Due to unknowing that things, automatically it is superimposed.
Yes, yes. चैतन्यस्य एकरूपत्वात् भेदो युक्तो न कर्हिचित् जीवत्वं च मृषा ज्ञेयं रज्ज्वौ सर्पग्रहो यथा. चैतन्यस्य एकरूपत्वात्. भेदा युक्तो न करिहिचित. चैतन्यस्य, chaitanya means consciousness. Ekarupatvat. Ekarupata, homogeneousness. Homogeneousness, consciousness. Chaitanyasya ekarupatvat. There is a sameness of existence, consciousness, bliss. Okay. Bheda yukto na karhichit. Really, there is no difference in consciousness. Bheda means chaitanyasya ekarupatvat bheda. The chaitanya, there is no division. There is one common entity everywhere. That is called homogeneousness, homogeneous consciousness. Bheda yukta na karhichit. There is no bheda, there is no duality, there is no division. Okay. Chaitanyasya ekarupatvat bhedo yukto na karhichit. There are 100 pots. Which pots maker made from out of the mud. Then you may say there is a divisions among the pots. There are one pot is different from another. In this way, there are so many divisions. But in all pots, one common entity is there, that is a mud. There is no division in the mud. Mud is common everywhere. But forms of the pots, names of the pots, and the use of the pots are different. But all of them, pot is the one, mud is the clay, mud or clay, one is the same, one and the same. Chaitanyasya ekarupatvad bheda yukto na karhichit. Oh, but we see there is a supreme being, and this is the limited individual being. Jivatvam, individuality. We see the individuality in this world. Shankaracharya say that. Jivatvam cha mrusha. That individuality is not real, it is unreal. Jneyam rajvau sarpagraho yatha. Jivatvam cha mrusha jneyam. Understand that individuality is not real. Rajvau sarpagraho yatha. When you do not understand what is lying there, means we are unaware of that rope. Ignorance. And when moment you have ignorance of the rope, very that moment you start thinking there is a snake. Because we do not understand, we do not comprehend the rope. Immediately you accept there is a snake. Why? Rajvau means you are unaware of the rope, means there is ignorance. But there is a snake, this is the illusion. This is a superimposition. It means there is no real existence of the snake. there is one entity is a rope. We have a ignorance. Ignorance of what? Ignorance of rope. And because of ignorance, we do not comprehend the reality. And when we do not understand the reality, from that moment, we see unreality on there. We see that something exists there. Actually, there is no other existence other than rope. But we do not understand the rope. Very that moment, we see something other than that. Rajau Sarpa Graha. Graha means to understand, to comprehend. In the place of the rope, we see the snake. Why? Because we do not understand it. It means there is no duality in the rope. Chaitanyasya ekrupatvat. There is no division in the Chaitanya consciousness. And it is impossible. Bheda yukto na karihichit. There is no any difference. Even though you see the jivatvam, mrusha, unreal. There is a rope, but you see the snake, unreal. There is no real existence. So, because of the consciousness is one everywhere, it is improper to attribute, distinguish it at any time. The sense of jiva is to be understood as a delusion, even as the idea of snake in a rope. अधिष्ठान सत्यत्वेन कल्पितस्य मिथ्यात्वबोध दृष्टान्तम आह यथा रज्जौ अज्ञानात् वक्रादि सादृश्येन मंद अंधकारे सर्पग्रह सर्पबुद्धिरुत्पन्नस्य भवति न तो व्युत्पन्नस्य तथा एव आत्मा अनात्मा अज्ञानात् प्रकाश सादृश्याद विशेष प्रकाशे जड़ ग्रंथि चित जड़ ग्रंथि रूपात् चिदाभासो भ्रमः भवति अविवेके अविवेकानाम न तो विवेकानाम इति वेदांत सिद्धांत रहस्यम. Because you are ignorant, because of that you are seeing something there that is not actually there. This is an illusion, an ignorant of the self. Actually, in substratum there is no division. Okay. Rajvajnanat kshanenaiva यद्वत् रज्जुर्हि सर्पिणी भाति तद्वच्चिति साक्षात् विश्वाकारेण केवलः. रज्ज्वा ज्ञानात् क्षणेनैव यद्वत् रज्जुर्हि सर्पिणी भाति तद्वच्चिति साक्षात् विश्वाकारेण केवलः. Just I will read a little bit commentary on it. इदानीं पूर्वोक्तमेव दृष्टान्तं विषण्वन् सर्वस्यापि प्रपञ्चस्य ब्रह्मरूपताम् आह रज्ज्वा इति केवल इति अविशेषेण. Now Vidyaranya Swami gives the definition of vivarta. पूर्व अवस्थाम अपरित्यज्य अवस्थांतर प्राप्ति लक्षण विवर्तोपादानत्वम एव उक्तम. पूर्व अवस्थाम अपरित्यज्य. When person sees the rope, and person sees the snake. But those are ignorant, they do not see rope as it is. They see rope as a snake. And why they see the rope, they see the snake on the rope, and what actually happens there is that the Acharya says that Purvavastam aparityajya. There is no any modification in the rope. There is no any change in the rope. There is no need to drop the identity of the rope. Purvavastam aparityajya. Without negating anything in the uh, in the place of the rope. Avastantara prapti. You see something on the rope, but the quality, features, sign, or attribute of the substratum are there. We do not change the attributes of the substratum. We do not change the attribute of quality. We do not change the structure of rope or substratum. But substratum itself appears in different form without changing its own reality. Puru avastam aparityajya avastantara prapti lakshana vivartopadanatvam. That is called vivartopadan. So, Rajva Jnanat, when we are, we have ignorance of the rope, Rajva Jnanat. Rajuhi, when we are ignorance of that rope, what happens? Rajju itself, Shanena Sarpini Bhati. In very that moment, that rope appears in different form as a snake. But see, there is no any change in the rope, even though rope, as though rope appears in different form as a snake. And when without 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 changing anything, if thing appears in different form, it means appearance appearance is false. Appearance is not real. So,
Magic of Ajnana only.
yes. Yadvat rajju ajnanat rajju hi kshanenaiva sarpini bhati. But actually, there is no any change. Tadvat kevala chiti. In the same way, there is a consciousness. Sakshat vishvakarena bhati. Actually, there is a consciousness, pure consciousness is there. But we are ignorant. We have ignorance about that consciousness. Therefore, consciousness itself, as though, appears in the form of world. Vishvakarena bhati. Kevala vishvakarena bhati. But actually, you may say there is Vishwakar, but actually, there is no Vishwakar. You may see there is a snake, but actually, there is no snake. The substratum appears in different form. So, Rajva क्षणेनैव यद्वत् रज्जुर्हि सर्पिणी भाति तद्वच्चिति साक्षात विश्वाकारेण केवला. तो न आरंभ उपादानत्वं नापि परिणाम उपादानत्वम् इति बोध्यम अन्यत् स्पष्टम. दिस इज नॉट परिणाम उपादान कारण और आरंभ उपादान कारणम. इट इज अ विवर्त उपादान कारणम. तो उपादानं प्रपंचस्य ब्रह्मणो अन्यत्र न विद्यते तस्मात् सर्वप्रपंचोऽयं ब्रह्मैव अस्ति न चेतरत्. फर्स्ट Acharya ji explained self is different from the not self, means body or the world. Then he started that what you separated body, world from where? Consciousness. But see, cause has independent existence apart from the effect. But effect does not have a independent existence apart from the cause. Rope can exist without the snake. Does snake exist without the rope? No. Clay exists without the pot. Is it real? Pot can exist without the clay. If we remove the clay from the pot, there will not remain pot as a pot. Pot doesn't have an independent existence. It means material cause itself appears in effect. So, when you see the effect pot, it means you touch the pot, but actually you touch the clay. Because apart from the clay, pot does not have any independent existence. In the same way, upadanam prapanchasya brahmanah न अन्य विद्यते तस्मात् सर्व प्रपंच अयम तस्मात् सर्व प्रपंच ब्रह्मैव अस्ति न च इतरत्. अत्र हेतुं दर्शयन् पूर्वोक्तम उपसंहरति उपादानम इति. यस्मात् प्रपंचस्य आकाशादि देहान्तस्य जगत विस्तारस्य ब्रह्मणः माया शबलात् चैतन्यात् परिणमो यद्वा प्रकृति रूपादानात् कारण विशेषः न विद्यते तस्मात् एतस्मात् आकाशः सम्भूतः इत्यादि श्रुतेः तस्मात् एतत् स्पष्टम् अन्यत्. यस्मात् प्रपंचस्य आकाशादि देहान्तस्य जगत् विस्तारस्य ब्रह्मणः माया शबला चैतन्यात् अन्यत् परिणमो यद्वा प्रकृति उपादानं कारणं न विशेषा विद्यते. Beginning from the body till to the entire five great elements, you see that I see that there is no other material cause other than Brahman. According to us, Shankaracharya say that. you see the entire cosmos. And before the creation, there was pure existence, consciousness, and bliss. From that reality, space has come. From the space, air has come. From the air, fire has come. From the fire, water has come. From the water, earth has come. From the earth, you, me, and all things beings has come to existence, have come to existence. And you just said that cause appears in different form of effect. If everything has come from the consciousness, means consciousness appears in the form of space, in the form of fire, in the form of water, in the form of earth, and all things and beings. So, who is the original material cause of entire world? Prapanchasya upadanam brahmanah na anyat vidyate. We do not find any other material cause other than Brahman for this entire cosmos. If you found any cause, tell us, we will accept. But before the creation, there was one entity, that is consciousness. And from that consciousness, everything is created. It means he is the cause from where everything are arisen, emerging from everything, existing, and after that merging in its own origin cause. So I think I do not found any other material cause of this world other than Brahman. Brahmanaha na anya vidyate. Anya na vidyate. Tasmat. Therefore, sarva, therefore, I am sarva prapancha Brahma eva asti. Therefore, this entire cosmos is Brahman. No itara, not other than Brahman. Did you understand? What did you speak? Do you aware that? What are you speaking? What happened? You said that self is different from the body. Yes. And body is different from the self. Yes, I know that. And what are you saying now? Bod- Body or world are nothing but just expression of the cause. Do you not thinking that there is a contradiction between your statement? If everything is Brahman, then why did you spend more time, more energy, more pages to elaborate everything? Acharya said, my intention is that I want to shift your attention from the entire cosmos to yourself. First, you understand who are you, because your vision, your thought is so gross. You identified yourself with this phenomenal world. I want to shift your attention from this phenomenal world to yourself. Think your nature, this. And if you understand your nature, then you will understand whatever remains are there, they don't have an independent existence other than you, other than you. There is a table has an existence, but actually the existence is only of wood. There is an existence of the wood. There is no existence of the table. But if you say there is an existence of the table, it means table has borrowed the existence from the wood. You have given the name and particular shape and particular use of the table. But if you took the if you take the wood from the table, what will remain? Table will not remain as a table when we remove the wood from the table. It means they don't have an independent existence. But when you see the table, actually there is no table. Wood itself appears in the form of table. You has given name, you have given name, you have a created shape, and in your mind there is a thought of use of that. Means uses the utilitarianism, the concept of teleological thought, usage of thought. What types of shape do you want to give? That shape and name are everything in your mind. But actually, what you say, the table doesn't have independent existence. You see the existence there. The existence is only of wood. Apart from the wood, table does not have independent existence. What is that? Table itself. Wood itself. Table? No, there is no table. In the same way, there is a consciousness appears in the everything. Everything? No, there is no everything. There is only the consciousness. There is only wood. There is no real existence of the table. You may see the form of table. You may see the given. You may have given name the table. You may say the usability of the table, but actually everything is applicable only for the wood, not for the table. In this world, everything is consciousness, nothing other than that. Therefore, tasmat ayam prapanchasya tasmat sarva prapanch ayam sarva prapancha brahma eva asti. Therefore, entire cosmos are nothing, one reality, that is Brahman. ब्रह्मो उपादानं प्रपंचस्य ब्रह्मणो अन्यत्र न विद्यते तस्मात् सर्व प्रपंचोयम ब्रह्मैवास्ति न एत न त चेतरत् इतरत् न. Okay, okay. 5 minutes is there. व्याप्य व्यापकता मिथ्या सर्वम आत्मा इति शासनात् इति ज्ञाते परे तत्वे भेदस्य अवसरः कुतः? हाँ सर, I remember. What do you remember? You said that This is the cosmos, this is the world, and there is a consciousness. Entire world is pervaded by consciousness. Consciousness is all pervasive. Okay. It means there are two entities. One is limited and one is unlimited. One is narrow and another is all present, all exclusively existence. Vyapya vyapakata. Who is pervaded and who pervades? World is pervaded and consciousness pervades. The, the concept that who pervades consciousness. So consciousness is more pervasive. What are pervaded world or body are pervaded. Means who is small and who is big. Pervaded are small and pervades, who pervaded is a big. Okay. Table is pervaded by wood. Who is the big and who is the small? Table is a small and
Wood is
wood more pervasive. The ornament is pervaded by gold. Means one is small and another is bigger. But actually, I want to ask. See the example. Table is pervaded by wood. What is pervaded? Table. Who pervades wood? And what is the difference between table and wood? Wood itself appears in different form and different name. Cause itself appears in different name and different form. You say that ornaments ornaments are pervaded by the gold. Pot are pervaded by the mud. In the same way, world is pervaded by the God. Just you using two different name, pervade and pervaded. But in essence, pervaded and pervader are both one and the same. Pervader and pervaded are not two separate entity. But why do you use this word? This is unreal. So, vyapya vyapakata mithya. Pervaded and pervader, these concepts are unreal. Because in pervader or in pervaded, attributes are one and the same. The essence of pervader and essence of pervaded are not different from each other. Essence of the waves and essence of the water are not different. Waves are pervaded by water. Oh, you showed two entities, pervaded and pervader, but actually, in both of them, one common entity is water. Pervader and pervaded, the one common entity is in them, one common entity is wood. Table is pervaded by wood. Words are two, but essence is one. So actually, sarvam atma iti shasana. Sarvam atma, everything is self. This is the teaching of Upanishad. Idam Brahma, idam kshetram, sarvam khalavidam Brahma, ayam atma Brahma.
Mm.
What it shows? Everything is Brahman.
Atma Shasan.
Shasana, teaching, teaching. व्याप्य व्यापकता मिथ्या सर्वम आत्मा इति शासनात् इति ज्ञाते परे तत्वे. When we understand the essence, where is the space for your difference? भेदस्य अवसरः कुतः?
Mm.
ततः भेदः अवसरः न. परे तत्वे ज्ञाते. When we understand highest reality, culmination of everything, then you will see there is no space, there is no room for duality. This is something different. So
Now we are having limitations to our speech.
yes, definitely. We understand. By
आता
the
उड्या मारते इकडून तिकडे.
by the declaring of the Shruti that everything is Atman, it is clear that idea of pervading and pervaded is false. When the supreme reality is known, thus, where is the room for differentiations? Shruti and all the experienced teachers have declared that Brahman, the pure consciousness, pervades the whole world, universe, and that the object and being of the universe are all pervaded by the Brahman. Sugar crystal is pervaded by the sugar. The crystal of sugar is nothing other than sugar. In the same way, Brahman pervades all names and forms of the universe. Just as sugar crystals are crystals of the sugar, we are our crystal of Atman. Hence, the individuality, hence the BMI equipments are nothing but Brahman. At present, we recognize the world of plurality and therefore we accept the world of plurality for our convenience only. Our teacher told us that the world of plurality is pervaded, penetrated by, enveloped by, covered by, clothed by infinite consciousness. In fact, the relation as pervaded, pervader and pervaded itself is false. In fact, the one pure consciousness alone exists. If this pervader and pervaded relationship had not been there, then in that case there would have been no existence of the teacher and taught also. That is why the teacher said that Brahman pervades universe. Dream is pervaded by the waker. The dreamer incorporated in the waking, and waker is ever present in the dream also. Dream is sustained and maintained by the waker's mind only. When dreamer wakes up, the whole of the dream dissolve itself in the waker's mind. Similarly, this infinite consciousness, as this moment, is said to pervade the whole universe. But when this statement is reviewed from the standpoint of the non-dual truth, which is one without second, then statement itself is false. When we when we awake to the reality, distinctions between the pervader and pervaded disappears. This universe then is nothing but Brahman, the infinite consciousness. So, vyapya vyapakata mithya. Why? Sarvam atma iti shasana. Experience iti jnate pare tatve भेदस्य अवसर कुतः. So, this is very great. Miracles of miracles.
Now I understood the thing. To recommend this world, ignorance is very essential.
Yes. From 28th onward, Shankaracharya ji give the proofs of Shruti that they are also recommended. There is no plurality in this world. Even though if you are seeing the plurality in the world, this is the influence of Maya. This is the influence of ignorance. And that topic is going on to explain, going on to put in front of us from tomorrow. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.